All right, we are live on YouTube. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Glad you could all join us here tonight. And by surprise, and my surprise as well, my lady wanted to join me on this show. So please welcome my beautiful, wonderful, amazing, sweet lady to the show. Welcome, babe. Hello, baby.
Hello, all.
Hey, baby, how are you doing?
I'm doing a lot better than I was the last few days.
Well, that is very, very good to hear. Before we check in with you here in a few, let me first of all make sure that everything is rolling smoothly. Let me make sure that the YouTube notification has gone out. The back end of YouTube is rolling smoothly. And the YouTube notification just went out. Folks, tonight, the title is Great News About My Lady and Positivity Challenge Winner. One more time, great news about my lady and Positivity Challenge winner. Now, lady, I was going to call you lady. Now, babe, before we get to you here, let me just mention to everyone here once again tonight that this live stream, while it is publicly available, only channel members are able to chat. This is a members-only chat. And what that means is unless you're a moderator, moderators can chat for free, but if they do want to support the channel, they can still purchase a membership. If you're not a moderator, you will need to purchase a channel membership at the minimum $2.99 level. If you want to also get members-only videos that are starting to be, posted on this channel, you will need to purchase at least the $4.99 level, which will get you everything, members-only videos and members-only live chats. Any package above, $4.99 all the way up to $99.99, which is the highest package we offer, will get you the same thing as the $4.99 package, but it's just up to you how much you would like to donate to sponsor and or support the channel. And if you don't feel like purchasing a membership and you want to put out a one-time message, you can send a super chat as a non-member, and we will, read your super chat in the chat there. All right, baby, how you doing? Welcome back, baby.
I'm doing okay. Yeah, I'm doing well.
You're doing very well. You're doing as best as you possibly can do.
Yeah, it's been a very productive day.
Okay, that's wonderful to hear. And I will be sharing more about that in a little bit, exactly, what we experienced today and how wonderful it was. And if you want to stick around as long as you can, you can. If you want to just say a few words and we can talk about the Positivity Challenge winner, you can hang around for that and rest after that, or it's up to you, baby. I'm glad to have you here one way or another.
Yeah, thank you.
So what should we talk about first, baby? Should we announce the Positivity Challenge winner, or should we talk about what you want to share? All right, let's start off with the positivity.
Let's start off with positivity.
Well, baby, your story is positive as well because it has a positive ending, and you're a positive, amazing person. But I get what you're saying. So, baby, I'm going to have you announce the Positivity Challenge winner. And that is, who is it, baby?
That's going to be Holly's Hauntings.
And Happenings.
And
how about
Happenings.
Big round of applause for Holly. Congratulations, Holly, from the Holly's Hauntings and Happenings channel. I will say, babe, I've known Holly for well over 4 years. And her and I have had some very interesting experiences out here on YouTube. And there were periods of times where we didn't talk due to certain circumstances that we're not going to talk about here tonight because we're going to keep it positive. But, she's been around for many, many months now. And she's here to stay. And she's been such an instrumental part, not only to this channel, but supporting you behind the scenes, and you also support her behind the scenes. Why don't you share a little bit about your relationship with Holly and why she won this competition in your eyes?
Oh, gosh, Holly is just, she's an amazing woman. She's always there whenever I need, a kind word and or like I love her family and I'm not gonna dox any of their names right now, but her husband is hysterical and her daughter and son, like they become a part of the whole thing and it's just so positive and enlightening and
Mhm.
brings such a great family atmosphere and it warms my heart. It really does. It brings me back to when, I had my kids when they were babies.
Yeah. 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 Well, baby, I mean, I'm sure you're looking forward to being a grandma one day, right?
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
Oh, that's so wonderful, baby. That's so wonderful. Now, here's the thing. Holly is going to be getting a few things. First of all, Holly's going to be getting the option to come and do a live interview with the both of us to promote her channel and to talk about anything else she wants to discuss. Or if she would prefer to do it pre-recorded, we can do it pre-recorded and upload the interview to our other channel, which is where the pre-recorded content is going to now. The other channel is Coach Eli, Elias Melas. That's my main channel. It's also monetized. And if you want to subscribe to that channel, you can go to youtube.com/Life Coach Eli. That's youtube.com/Life Coach Eli or at Life Coach Eli. Then at mentions, what do you call it? The new way that, YouTube is making it easier to find other creators. And, so she's going to get the opportunity to do an interview here with the both of us. And there will be a special additional prize for Holly that she will be getting. But my lady and I are still figuring out what that prize should be. We want to make it unique, so we need a few more days to figure that out. And then, we will announce it and, send it out, Holly's way. So yeah, Holly, congratulations to you. We have lots of love and appreciation and respect. You and your family are amazing, and thank you so much for your continued support of not only myself
Yeah,
but
that,
now
you
my
know what?
lady. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that that award goes out to the whole family, not just to
Yeah.
Holly. They've
Oh yeah.
all been great.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Holly's husband is amazing. Her kids are amazing, and they're just good, reasonable people. And there's nothing more I can ask from someone than to just be reasonable. Like I love everybody, but it's just difficult to deal with unreasonable people. But she and her husband and her kids are just good, wholesome, decent, reasonable people, and it's just a blessing to have you as a part of our family here on the Coach Eli network of channels and our coaching business. Are you okay? Hello?
Yes.
What happened there?
Oh no, I was just listening to you.
Oh, those dogs are walking around, huh? And they're stomping
And no,
around,
they're
huh?
not. They're not. They're lying next to me.
Oh, then I'm hearing things. It's okay. No big deal. Oh, by the way, so my lady has officially moved in and the doggies are here, huh, baby?
Yes, they are.
And they're actually being very good right now while we're live on the air, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're both
Yeah.
sound asleep.
Oh, that's fantastic. They've been here since yesterday and, it's just, it's a new environment for them, but they're handling it quite well. We had to leave them home by themselves earlier today for about an hour and a half or so, and we came back and they did very well. They didn't pee or poo. We leave them in the restroom when we go, and they have their water and their food in there. And it's a pretty comfy restroom area. And yeah, came back and they were all good. Um, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you want to, share a little bit about, how you've been feeling or whatever you want to share? I mean, I can, I don't know how long you want to stay on here. I know that you want to really rest and relax, but how do you want to do this? Do you want to just share a little bit about what happened, or
Oh
the
yeah, we
aftermath? Or
can. We can. I first want to say hello to Sandra, um, for saying hi to me and you. Um, but yeah, what do you want to talk about? Do you want to, because honestly, it comes off better starting from you because
Mm.
I don't remember the situation until after.
Well, I pretty much mentioned everything that happened. The second day when you were transferred from the emergency room to the ICU, the intensive care unit. And because I wasn't allowed to go and stay there with you overnight, I mean, I was there overnight with you the first night, but when they transported you to the ICU at around 5 a.m., I had to go, and I stayed at your place, with the dogs that night because we were in your area. And then basically in the morning, I brought you, your phone charger and your glasses. You call them eyeballs. And then I couldn't stay. And visiting hours in the ICU are from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And they in the ICU, they have very, very, very strict COVID restrictions, which is why visitors can only visit during certain hours and they can't stay too long. So that second day, which was a couple days ago, this was on Wednesday. Um, I ended up, coming back home, and I did a stream to make people aware of what's going on. And I made them aware up until the point of where, I just mentioned right now, where I came back the next morning after sleeping at your place, going to, the hospital to visit you in the ICU after that, and then bringing you your stuff and then heading back home. Now, from that point, you had to obviously you had to stay an extra day in the ICU. Um, from that point on, what was the experience being like in the ICU? Like, how did you feel in there?
Honestly, it's a blur. Um, the way I kind of remember it is being brought there and being transferred from the gurney from the ambulance to the ER bed, but I never remember being transferred to the ICU. I felt like I was only there for like 6 hours and like I was in the same room. It was all a complete blur. I was out of it.
It was all a complete blur. Okay, okay. So at what point did you? So that second day there, you just couldn't remember too much. They were giving you what was called that Adderall, Ativan. What is that? What is that medication called that they were
I
giving you?
think I think it was Adderall.
Adderall. Okay, so they gave you a lot of Adderall, and that was to just relax you so you can rest and recover.
It was
Now
either
you had
Adderall or Ativan, I'm not
or
sure.
Ativan,
I'd
Ativan.
have to look it up. Yeah,
Yeah, it might have been Ativan, Adderall or Ativan. Maybe it was Ativan. I cannot remember. It was the drug that they gave you to,
I was so
calm.
out of it. Yeah,
Yeah. No, and you were seizing when you had your first seizure, which I called 911 on, and then you actually had another major seizure um, at the hospital when I was there in the emergency room, and then they had to give you a ton of the drug to calm you down, and it literally took you about 15-20 minutes to calm down. They had like 7 or 8 nurses on you, and then the one doctor was there, and I was just like, I just felt horrible. But I mean, babe, I got to say this.
And I don't
You,
remember any of it.
I was there, and you are such a fighter, baby. I'll tell you this: you are a fighter, even when they're trying to, you know, um, use use the necessary drugs to relax you so you can get better. Like you were fighting off that medication, baby. And on one hand, I was like extremely worried about you, babe. But on the other hand, I was like, wow, this woman is a fighter. And the nurses were like, wow, yeah, she just doesn't stop, doesn't give up, huh? No, nope, she will never give up, huh, baby?
No, never.
Never. Yeah. So, um, yeah, so
But
basically,
what I don't realize with that is I have to give up sometimes in order to survive.
well, tell us more about that. What do you mean by that?
Well, I need to allow them to help me. I can't do it all on my own,
Right. Right. Well, you should,
and that,
yeah.
th- you know, you should listen to medical advice you know, and I am, you know, not speaking what I've done because I did leave against medical advice twice.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
and I wasn't gonna mention that. I mean, I'm just gonna let you know, baby, with no disrespect, and I know you don't care. I mean, some people are gonna scrutinize you for that, but I won't because I know you, right? And um, my thoughts about you leaving against medical advice. Yeah, I wasn't really too happy about it initially, but I know if there's anyone that knows how to help you as best as possible, knowing that you've been through this before and knowing what it was going to take to recover, it was going to be me. And, you know, again, I'm not saying that, I agreed with that decision, but my lady's a grown woman and she's an adult and no one can force her to do anything she doesn't want to do, even stay in the hospital, which is what the doctors wanted, right? But that Wednesday morning,
but that being said, like you and I said earlier, what were they going to do but hydrate me and medicate me? They had no idea why I was having these seizures.
right? I agree.
So we needed to get out of there so we could find the specialist, which is what we're doing. So we are
Right.
actually being proactive for me. So I didn't do the wrong thing.
No, I don't think you necessarily did the wrong thing. Um, but a lot of people are going to disagree with that. I'm just letting you know. And
Well,
this was completely
put themselves in my shoes and let's see how they act.
no, I agree. I totally understand what you're saying. I'm just saying that this is something that she decided on her own. And no one, pushed her to do this. We all just wanted what was best for her. And so that
And
is that.
believe me, you can believe me, I stayed there a lot longer than I wanted to. I didn't even want to go there. I fought even going there,
Well, yeah.
right?
And well, you fought going there, but the paramedics, took you against your will there, and they have the right to do that by law if they feel that you were in that much of a risk.
It was
And
because
so,
I wasn't oriented.
yeah, at that time, yeah, yeah. No, I totally understand that, babe. I totally understand that. Um, so on Wednesday morning, the night before, I know you had woken up and you were messaging with some people on Facebook and now you're doing your nails again. It's okay.
Sorry.
You can do your nails live on the air, baby. You've earned it. Okay. So um, the night before on Tuesday night, you were on Facebook until about 7 p.m. And you could see on Facebook when somebody was last on, right? And then I didn't hear from you the rest of that night. Excuse me a second, my voice here. Man, I had to clear my throat. Those allergies, man, they're kicking my butt today. But I didn't hear from you, and I ended up going to bed after midnight. I had my phone by me, and you called me at about 8 in the morning, and you were telling me that they were working on discharging you and getting the release papers and all of that. And you ended up, letting me know that you're going to be released, around, 12 o'clock or so. And I got there as soon as I could. I wanted to get ready and make sure I had some coffee and all that. And got there by 12:40, and I picked you up. And you were just happy to be out of there. And all day yesterday, I was making sure that you weren't going to fall again, and tried to help you get as much rest as possible. And last night, baby, are you there?
Yeah.
Last night, I knew you didn't have much to eat, and I ended up getting you some food that I knew you were going to eat, and you had a couple pieces of salmon, and you had
It was bomb.
Oh, it was good stuff, huh, baby? And
bomb.
And mashed potatoes and spinach, right?
Spinach.
Yeah, and you ate all the salmon and some of the mashed potatoes and spinach. You were full, and this morning you ate the rest of that. And today you've just been eating like very, very well, and you've had energy all day. And I was still, following you around because you know me, baby. It's not that I want to follow you around, baby. In the past I haven't followed you around, but I just wanted to make sure that I was going to be there to catch you if you were going to fall, It's like, the figure of speech, baby. A good man's going to be there to catch his lady when she falls, right?
Yeah.
And I know you're a strong one and you're a fighter and you want to do things on your own. And I really, really appreciate and respect that. But, it's like I just wasn't going to take any chances. But here we are, that was, Thursday. You were released Thursday at 12:40, something like that, maybe a little bit before that. And then we went back straight to my place, and ever since then it's been pretty good. Now we have some updates for Friday, right, baby?
Yeah. Hey, do you want to check the stream?
Why?
It hasn't done anything in a while.
Well, that's because the chat, there's nobody been chatting. Does it say some streams will be members only chat at the bottom there?
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
No, we're running a members only chat, and we've got 11 people here. Just want to make
sure it wasn't frozen.
No, that's okay.
Sometimes it freezes.
No. It's absolutely not frozen. It is the last line saying some streams will be members only chat. Is that what it's saying at the bottom there of the chat?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So this is a members only chat. That means only members and moderators can chat in here. We've got 11 people here, and some haven't decided to purchase their membership, so that's okay. As long as we, just get the word out, people can always comment in the comments section on the replay.
So I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Not a big deal. So we're at Friday now, and it's still Friday here as of the time we're doing this live. It is 10:26 p.m. Pacific time, 1:26 a.m. Eastern time. Saturday everywhere, pretty much almost everywhere else but the West Coast. And we had a great day today, huh, babe? had a really great
Well,
day.
let's go back to yesterday
Okay.
with
Okay.
the doctor's appointment and how
Oh,
vile.
I mentioned that. You're talking about on Tuesday.
Oh, oh God, that was Tuesday?
Sweetheart, that was Tuesday before you had the accident. You're not remembering it because you blacked out during that time.
Oh, that's right. I had it the day of. I had
Yeah,
it
and
the
I- and
day
and
of.
remember, yeah, and see, I talked about that on the previous stream, and I was trying to update you on everything, but I know there's been a lot
See,
going
I
on.
have amnesia, guys.
She doesn't have amnesia, but she's just being funny right now. Oh, baby, you're funny. Um, no, based on what happened, baby, you're not going to remember. Nobody would remember everything in that situation. It was very traumatic. But yes, I did explain to everyone. You know,
How
we're
vile
thinking that
she is.
very vile, and she practically was attacking you, and basically, um, you know, um, gave you a panic attack, and then didn't give you any medication or anything to try to calm you down. And we'll get to more of the story today, because I know we were both on the phone with your therapist, and then we had some other things that we did before that time. And even your therapist was surprised that that doctor didn't give you anything when you had a panic attack, or she wasn't a little bit more nurturing towards you.
Bedside.
Yeah,
Bedside.
bedside manners, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
it was just such a lack of professionalism. You know what I mean? Um, but
Okay, so
now,
go on.
go, so we're now earlier today, Friday. We get up. You had some more of last night's leftovers. You ate very well. You also, I also ran out and grabbed some donuts and stuff, and you had a few donuts, and you love donuts, baby.
Hmm.
And I forgot that you like chocolate donuts, so I got maple donuts and plain donuts, but next time I'll get chocolate donuts, okay? I won't forget it.
No
And
worries.
uh, and
Donuts are donuts.
so we had planned to, I was saying, babe, let's go and see if we can get you that new doctor that we had switched over as your primary care physician. That's also a specialist in what you need help with, right? And so I went and logged on to your insurance site, behind, I was going to say it was behind the scenes. It was behind the scenes. And on my laptop, I went and logged on in, and they had removed her as your primary care physician. And then I realized that she's probably no longer acting also as a primary care physician. So I said, you know what, baby, let's just drive down to the medical center, and let's see what we can do down there. And I don't want to mention the medical center there because, I don't want people really looking into this, and they wouldn't even give out that information, but I just don't want to put more out there than we need to put out there. And so we drove down to the medical clinic. It's about 15 minutes away from where we live in Redwood City. And this medical clinic is a medical clinic that I've been a part of since I was a little kid. They have some of the best doctors in the country. Their doctors, are primarily, Stanford graduates and prominent, medical school graduates. And we pulled in, baby, and you saw that building, and you were like, what were your first thoughts when we pulled in there?
I was like, oh yeah, I can do this. I was like, I want to work here.
Yeah. Yeah. And so we we walked, we parked, we walked into the building. We were looking for that doctor. We ended up finding that doctor's receptionist, and that receptionist told us that this doctor is planning on retiring early, in 2023. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how many times have we been through this? We found you the right doctor, and then they're retiring, baby. What, like 3 other times over this
Yep.
past year, right? But the receptionist was so great. She's like, you know what? Well, you should go down. We were on the third floor. You should go down to the second floor, and they can help you find a new primary care physician down there. So we ended up going down to the second floor. We went to one desk. It was the wrong desk. What's that?
It was family practice.
Yeah. Well, we first went to a different desk, and a very nice lady directed us where we were supposed to go on the second floor.
Yes.
And we then walked over there to family practice, and we found this really nice lady that helped us. And she said, well, we have 2 doctors available right now as primary care physicians that are accepting new patients. And one of them is a man, one of them is a woman. And obviously, I know you prefer to have a female doctor. And you ended up selecting the female doctor, and this wonderful lady at the counter took care of us, baby, signed us up, and even scheduled first appointment, mid-January. That was the quickest we can get in. And you're going to go in and have a full physical, and they're going to, do some more testing. And at that point, whatever specialist you need, baby, is going to be right at the same place. And they will automatically refer you to the specialist in that building. And after you got accepted there, we gave them your insurance and all the information and all that. How were you feeling after that? Like, after that, we've been trying to get that for so long. How did you feel after that?
I felt great, but I want to add a funny story into that.
Okay.
So we're like mid into doing this, and this wonderful lady is helping us.
Oh,
And
I know where
she
she's going with
stops
this.
and she looks up at me and she goes, "Does he ever let you get a word in edgewise?" And I just started laughing and I said, "No, he
Well,
sure doesn't."
you know what, baby? In all fairness, okay, number one, you wanted me to do all the talking because you were distraught. But it was funny because when women get a chance to, say a funny at a man's expense, I mean, they're going to take it every time. I mean, guys do the same thing. So listen, I'm not going to hold something against you ladies that I myself would do on the flip side, right?
It
So,
was
but
funny.
it was funny as hell. It was funny as hell, right? And the truth of the matter is, baby, like, when we first got there, I was like, baby, go ahead, baby. And you looked at me and said, no, baby, can you help me, baby? Just so the court of public opinion knows that
Yeah,
you
I
wanted me.
did because I needed your help.
Yeah. Plus, baby, I used to sell insurance. I still have a property and casualty and life and health license, so I know how the system
Ooh,
works,
ooh,
right?
ooh.
What? Ooh,
Huh?
ooh. What's so funny?
Those eyes you just made.
Oh, there's a 1 minute delay between what
Yeah,
you're seeing on the TV, baby. You know that, right?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's a 1 minute delay between what we say and what goes out there, including, my video. But that's great, baby. You're watching me in high def, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So she took care of us, and yes, that was very funny. And I ended up telling the lady, I said, you know what? Honestly, I do have a big mouth, and I can never stop talking. But I mean well, and I have a big heart, and blah 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 blah, right? And I was looking at you, babe, and I was saying, well, babe, I it's not like I'm trying to over talk to you. It's like I just want to help you, and you wanted my help, right? But that's okay. That's how ladies are, and I love ladies for it. Ladies will ask you for your help, and then they'll say you talk too much. So I mean, you just have to learn to let that shit go, right, baby, and just smile and
Yep.
laugh it off, right, baby? But you
Well,
know what?
it's funny because I had no problem with you doing it, but that was a pure like sign of like her showing feminism. Like, why are you letting him talk for you? You
Mhm.
know? And I'm just like, I'm cool with it.
Well, baby, I also know a lot more about the medical and insurance industry. I mean, I know you were a nurse, but the insurance aspect, and getting a primary care physician, it's a pain in the ass. It really is. I mean,
Yes.
seriously. I mean, the funny thing is, we'll talk a little bit more about, and we're not going to say
Yeah,
everything that we talked about on
yeah.
the therapy session.
When I
Go
was
ahead.
a nurse, when I was a nurse and I worked in the field,
Hmm.
I had a lot of doctors I could choose from.
Yeah.
I had no problems. So, and they would take any of the people that worked for the hospital that they worked for, even if they weren't taking new patients. Can't hear
Oh,
you.
sorry, babe. I had my mic muted. I had to respond to a text real quick. We're all good though. My apologies on that. Yeah. So we took care of getting you a new primary care physician back live. We should be back live. Um, we had to dump the delay for a certain reason. We don't have to mention why we dumped the delay, baby. You don't have to mention it. We just, had to
Alrighty.
dump the delay. Not a big deal. But you were saying,
I,
baby, you're talking
I was
about the
saying
doctor.
the doctor that I currently go to, the feel that I have in her office is just so old school and Jurassic. And, you know, when we pulled into this parking lot, it just felt so new and like I was going to get answers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like she just is like, you know, basic. Like, I don't even think she has a stethoscope.
Really? I mean, what doctor wouldn't
Yeah,
have a stethoscope?
I've never seen one around her neck.
Hmm. Well, I mean, I guess some doctors don't always wear a stethoscope around their neck. Most of them do, at least, during my days. I mean, now I go, once a year for, a checkup and stuff, which I need to get into one really, really soon, for an annual physical. But yeah, no, she's not your typical doctor, put it to you that way.
Yeah, um she's very tough love and very, I would say, Nurse Ratchet like.
Yeah. By the way, baby, real quick, we have Ginny Ann here in the chat. Ginny
Hey,
Ann, thank
Ginny
you.
Ann.
Ginny Ann, thank you for upgrading your membership to the $4.99 level. We appreciate that. Um, she says, "Good evening, morning, Coach Eli and Coach Miss D. Such a blessing to see and hear you both. We all missed you so much, Miss D. We really, really did." Ginny Ann, got to give you a big round of applause. Thank you for upgrading your membership. We're going to have members only videos
Yes.
here and live stream replays soon. Big round of applause for Ginny Ann. Thank you so much for being here. And I haven't had a chance to respond to every comment, Ginny Ann, including some of yours, but I have tried to mention those comments on other streams, and we just greatly appreciate you. That sound you're hearing in the background is not feedback. It is my lady's smaller dog, Buster, and
Oh,
and he's a little whiny. What's that?
he's a little whiner.
He's a whiner. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much, Ginny Ann.
Yeah. Well, she's seen these messages pop up. She's seen these messages pop up a minute later on the TV because she's on StreamYard on her phone. But I'm reading them as they come up, baby. So they'll probably pop up, a minute after, I talk about it. And Ginny Ann just put a
Yeah.
nice big smiley face in the chat. So we took care of getting you a new primary care physician, and you're in the best facility you can ever be in. And I'll tell you, babe, I am just so thrilled after all this time that we've been trying to find you the right, doctor. And let's get to, what happened later on that day. Later on that day, we were driving back, and you were like you were craving a hot dog, like I had fed you so well, right? And
Yeah.
you were craving a hot dog, and I'm like, shit, my woman is finally eating. So I'll baby, if you wanted to get you a cow, I'll get you a side of a cow. If you can eat all that, it'd be all good by me, right? So, are you okay?
Yeah. I was laughing.
So, oh, you were laughing. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just a little paranoid at
Mhm.
times. I admit it. I admit it. So,
Mhm.
yeah, you actually you wanted a hot dog, and I guess apparently, many times that we've driven through Redwood City, you've seen like this dinosaur hot dog stand or something. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've never even noticed that, but we'll look into it. But it's not here. I think you looked it up online, and I think it was closed. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just go to the Home Depot. Has a nice hot dog stand, and they make Mexican food. They make corn dogs, hot dogs, and it's all fresh and made by hand. So we had about 45 minutes to kill before your therapy session started, and actually, I was welcomed on that therapy session today. It was a blessing to be there, and when we went there, you didn't only order one corn dog, baby. You ordered two.
2 corn dogs.
Yeah. Well, did you eat the second one, or do you still have the second one?
No, I still have it here. I'm saving it.
Oh, you're saving that one for tomorrow morning? Throw that in the microwave?
Or for later.
Oh, that sounds good, baby. That sounds good. So yeah, and then we had to get back
After
home
I smoke
because
a little bit more weed, I might get hungry.
okay, baby, and that's great. I understand that, baby. Thank you for sharing that. So anyway, um, oh god, that dude's really, really whining now, huh?
He's right next to me and he can hear you.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's why he probably stopped whining because he didn't want to ruin the show. Anyway, we'll put up with the whining. It's all good. So it came
He
time for your
misses
therapy
you.
session. Well, I'll be out there in a little bit. I give that little guy a lot of love. I give the bigger dude a lot of love too, the bigger dog too. So it's all good.
He's
Um,
snoring.
okay, cool. So what ended up happening is we had the therapy call next. It was 4:25, and I was welcomed on that call. And when your therapist couldn't reach you to what do you call it, to follow up, to confirm your appointment, she ended up reaching out to me. And you had tried to reach out to her from the hospital while you were under a lot of medication, and the text message that you sent her was pretty pretty crazy. So
Pretty
she
cryptic.
right, and I'm your emergency contact, your first emergency contact, and so she reached out to me, and I didn't get her message until later on that night because I was with you and trying to help you and this and that. This was yesterday after you had been released. But we got on the call, and I will say, and I helped you find this therapist, and I did a lot of research, and I'm glad. I'm glad that we found her, baby, because she's so real and so wonderful, and she just says it as it is. And I remember one note, and we're not going to talk about that's private stuff. We're not going to get into that. But what we can say is that when you were talking about your current doctor, when you were, I'm distracted by that noise. When you were talking
Oh,
about your current doctor, that's okay. Um, and how vile she was. your therapist was saying, yeah, she should have had a little more like what bedside manner. She was the one that said that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, your therapist agreed, and your therapist actually, um, gave you a lot of great, ideas on, you know, what you need to do to get your health back on track. I mean, she's not a, health expert, but, she's had some experience, and, she gave some really,
She's a
really good advice.
friend that can encourage. See, she's not a nutritionist or anything,
Yeah.
but she's a friend that can encourage some
Yeah.
healthy habits.
Correct. Yeah. And, so she suggested, getting some Ensure. Ensure is a great product. I used to sell Ensure decades ago when I worked for Costco Wholesale, and that's like the best place you can get Ensure for the best price in bulk. And made some other recommendations about some other things we don't have to get into. But I'll say this, baby, and we can wrap this up soon. We are at where are we at right now? We are at 46, almost 47 minutes. Um, I think one of the main things that has affected you, um, and this is something we can say, I think one of the main things that has affected you is the abandonment you experienced, which you've talked about in your life-changing transformation 2-part interview. Remember back in those days?
Yes.
And the reason why you resist going to the hospital or other programs is because you feel like you're getting shipped away, like you got shipped away when some certain things happened, and you felt like you were abandoned. um and you were actually. I mean, that's just the way. I'm not trying to be mean. I love your family and all that, but that's what happened back then. And so, and for whatever reason, we don't need to get into that, but for whatever reason, that abandonment is still unresolved. Even though I will say this, you're so smart, and you know exactly what's going on. And what makes me proud of you, babe, is that you have tried so hard to rise above it, right?
Yeah.
And we talked more about it today after your therapy session, and you were like, yeah, I'm going to rise above this. And it's like, my mother's been through things, and we're not going to get into detail on that. All I'm going to say is that yes, your mother's been through similar things growing up, and she's had her own experiences that affect her. And so we can understand. I mean, and I'll say this, babe, I'm just really, really blessed and grateful that you're really beginning to work through a lot of this, so we can move forward and live a very happy and healthy life together. What are your thoughts? We're going to wrap this up in a few minutes.
Oh, I completely agree. I'm happy to be working through this. It's hard. It is a hard battle to work through. Um, but I definitely need to do it. And with my therapist and with you and with the rest of our group here, I know I'm going to have success, and I'll succeed, and I'll be the happiest person out there. So I'm going to persevere.
Yeah. Yeah. What makes me even more proud of you, babe, is that you've risen above, and we don't have to get too far into this. I just want to pay you props. You have tremendously risen above all the bullying and hate and harassment, not only, offline, but online as well. And
Yeah.
I'm really proud of you, regarding that. Like anything you want to share regarding that, babe, and how did you come to that conclusion? Because like after after this experience and joining you on your therapy session today, which is what I'm trying to say, and us talking afterwards and just having a wonderful day and evening together, like I'm just I'm just I'm blown away at how much you've just risen above all this. What
You
do you have to say
know,
about that?
I've been bullied my whole life. Um, I don't want to go into too many details because that would give too much away about
Okay,
my
no problem.
childhood and stuff.
Hmm.
Um, but getting older and stuff like that, it's just not fitting in with the certain crowds, like even in the work crowds. And then even here, like people automatically, I'm the new person in, and you're automatically just boom, you hate me just because I'm associated with Eli. It's bullshit. But you want to know what? I want to tell y'all one thing. My son texted me this morning that he loved me out of nowhere. So the tides are turning and I'm getting my kids back. So all your hatred isn't working.
Yeah, yeah. It was a. I forgot to mention that, baby. It was a real blessing to, um, you know, you see you get that text message from your son, and I've been speaking with your mother, and I've been keeping her in the loop of what's been going on, especially more so before you completely stabilize. I mean, yesterday when you released yourself a little bit earlier than the doctors wanted, you were much more stable than you were, you know, but you still had not completely stabilized. And I was just trying to keep her in the loop and making her aware that hey, I'm watching her and she's just laying down and relaxing and and yeah, your mother mentioned to me on the phone when we were talking privately, and of course I told my lady exactly what we talked about. And sometimes when I was on the phone with her mother a few times, I would put it on speaker. But your mother said, yeah, your kids love you and they wish you the best for a speedy recovery. Um, and when your mother said that to me, it really blew me away. And it just said to me that your kids really love you. They just want you to get the best help possible to get healthy, and that's what you and I are doing um, by getting you the right doctor. And baby, here's the thing. Um, we're not ruling out alcohol, but we may more so even be thinking, hey, maybe you're not eating enough food or the right food, right? Being malnourished and
Yeah.
stuff, right? Listen, no one,
Yeah.
my lady and I are not trying to downplay anything. We
The
are looking into,
alcoholism.
yeah, we're not downplaying anything. What we're saying is that that could be a part of it, but there's more to it than that. And my lady has uh, you know has had a hard time eating for other reasons we don't have to get into. They're legitimate reasons, baby. You do not need to mention that. That's private stuff. But in the meantime, while we take care of that, until we see the right doctors for that, I'm getting her the right food that she can eat and that has the right nutrition and that she loves, right? So it could be anything. My lady just hasn't had the right primary care physician and the right primary care physician to also refer her to the right specialist to tackle all these situations, right, baby? And now,
Yes.
and now, I think when I shared this with your mother, addict, none of
Yeah,
that.
I sure can, baby.
Okay, phenomenal, phenomenal. All right, we're gonna start to wrap this up. My lady wanted to come back on and just share a few final words. I'm just I'm in such an amazing mood, baby. I feel so amazing and positive about our future and your future, and we're just going to continue helping many incredible people out here on the YouTube platform and through our coaching business and all of that. And it's such a bright future ahead. Like, what are your thoughts, baby? What are your final thoughts?
I feel the absolute same way. I'm just so elated and excited about what the future holds. Um, I was, I was in a dark place a few months ago, and now I've found the light, and that's because of you. And I thank you. And I thank this group that we have here, this wonderful mod group that we have,
Yeah,
because they bring so much positivity and happiness.
yeah, yeah. No, I agree, babe. I agree, and I feel the same way about you. You've made a huge difference in my life, and I know you've gone through a lot, but what you've gone through stems back to a few things um, that have been unresolved, and they aren't even your fault, in my opinion. And you've been fighting through life just to have, the life that any woman or man would want to have, right? And I felt the same way on the flip side, right? Now that we have each other, and we've had our struggles along the way, and we've had so many experiences. We've had lots of negative experiences. We've had lots of positive experiences. And, all we want to do is now share our stories to help uplift people and to let people know that you should never, ever give up on yourself. You're worth it. Everybody has a purpose. You just have to find what that purpose is. And if you're struggling to find that purpose, my lady and I can help you figure out that purpose. We've done it for ourselves. We've done it for many other people, and we can do it for you as well. So proud of you, Dee. You inspire us all, says Ginny Ann. Thank you so much, Ginny Ann. Ginny Ann, I got to
Oh,
get to
thank
you
you.
tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, I should have a lot more time. Obviously, some traumatic things happened over the last few days, and I couldn't, get to Facebook to accept you there and to start connecting with you behind the scenes and to end up moderating you. But I will get to that. And yeah, again, we're just very, very grateful and thankful for you, Ginny Ann. But yeah, babe. Anything else before we wrap this up?
I did have something on my mind, but I forgot, and I will think about it, and we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Oh, okay. All right. So we're gonna.
It wasn't that big of a deal. It wasn't that
Yeah.
big of a deal. But no, just thank you to everybody. Congratulations to Holly. Um,
Oh, by the way, babe, we forgot to mention that we're also going to have two honorable
two
mentions,
additional.
and we're going to figure that out this week. And one more thing, Ginny, I just commented. You're going to see it a minute later on the screen, but I'll read it now, babe. D, you and I have a lot in common. My mom was my first bully, and I had severe abandonment situations, multiple, as a child, and it set me up to be bullied just about everywhere I went in life. Well, guess what, Ginny Ann? The bullying stops here. I'll tell you this right now. I am an advocate. I'm an advocate not only for bullying in real life, but also nowadays it's more so cyberbullying and harassment. And if anyone is going through any type of bullying online or offline, online it's cyberbullying, offline it's just bullying, right? We can help you. We can help you work through it. We can help you rise above it. You have, two people here that will treat you like best friends. That's how we treat everyone, right, baby?
Yes.
You
And
know,
if you want to just reach out to me privately, we can talk, you know. in Messenger, just go ahead and do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Ginny Ann says, looking forward to more Miss D, and congratulations to Super Holly. Absolutely. Well, stick around, Ginny Ann, because we've got a couple of honorable mentions, runners up, and we're going to actually figure out who they are sometime this week. We have some people in mind, but in spite of what happened to my lady, we need a little more time to take care of this. I don't know. We may put a poll up and have people vote, or we may just choose the next two people after Holly that are honorable mentions. And I'll tell you this. Most of everyone that's been a part of our group lately has been positive. So we're not trying to take anything away from the people that don't win. But there are certainly, some people that, tremendously stand out, and we feel they deserve recognition. Right, baby?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Ginny Ann says, oh, thank you. I am always working at learning how to deal with it. Baby, see, you're not the only one. You're not alone. I'm not alone. We're not alone. And, I will say this, babe, before we go, and then we'll wrap it up. You've really tremendously inspired me. You made me a better man. You've actually calmed me down a lot. For what you've been through, the abandonment and all that stuff, things that have been completely out of your control. For what happened to you, just a couple of days ago, for you to come out here tonight. And, baby, I didn't even expect you. Did I even ask you to come on here, baby? I mean, you're always welcome. Did I ask you? No. What you wanted to come on. You said, I gotta be there for Holly and maybe share a little bit about, what happened and stuff. And then, baby, you gave me your sad eyes and you said, well, you don't want me to come on? I'm like, baby, you're welcome to come on whenever the hell you want. I love you. But I, after what you've been through, I'm just surprised that you found the strength and wanted to make the effort to be here tonight. And God bless you. That amazes me, baby. So thank you for that. Thank you, baby.
No problem,
All right.
love.
All right. Baby, are we going to wrap this up?
We're wrapping it up.
All right, baby. I'm going to let you go backstage, and I'll be off the air in a few, baby. Thank you so much for being here.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Do your famous bye, baby.
Bye.
Bye. All right, that's my lead. That's going to wrap it up. With that being said, have yourselves a good one. Take care, and as always, be good to each other.